In this video, I'm going to be talking about hard drives. I have a recording studio and I use a lot of hard drives. I also do video editing, so this can apply to either situation. I have a Mac, so I'm kind of basing my ideas around that type of system. So I've called this video Studio Hard Drives and the Importance of Backups. So let's start with, there's the computer, which has a system drive in it. So my Mac Studio has a solid state drive. It's a 1 terabyte. I have a time machine connected to it, which is an external hard drive. So it's backup for your computer system's drive. And it happens once a day. You can do it once an hour, but I think that might be too much wear and tear on the drive, so I just do it once a day. There's an operations drive, which is a solid state drive, and it's for any files that require fast access, such as drum samples or large video files for editing. Then there's a third hard drive connected to my computer called Archive, and it's for archiving projects, photos, and videos, that kind of thing. So to get more into this, let's check out the time machine. So it's Mac only. You can get something similar for the PC, I'm sure, but the time machine for the Mac is built right into the operating system, and I really like that. So it automatically creates copies of your Mac's files, including apps, music, photos, and documents. It allows you to restore your entire system, individual files, or older versions of files in case of data loss or accidental deletion. So I've had to use my time machine over the years many times for migrating to a new computer was a big one, and also I've had hard drives fail, like my internal drive on my Mac failed, I think at least once, and the time machine really saved me, so it's a good thing to have. The operations drive, which is a solid state drive on my system, that's kind of the whole point of it, is the solid state drive is super fast access to files and to write files as well. So for sample-based virtual instruments, this is where you install the content for fast access to your DAW. You can install that on the internal drive on your computer, but a lot of them are really large, like especially Native Instruments. It's just huge if you get the complete library, and your whole hard drive is going to be taken up by just that, and then you'll have no room to put apps and stuff. So examples include TuneTrack Superior Drummer, Spectrasonics plugins like Omnisphere and Keyscape, and of course Native Instruments contact libraries. It also can be used to store large video files for editing. There's Archive Drive. Over time you will accumulate many files, and to keep your system drive healthy and organized, you need a place to store them. So once a project is finished, copy the files to your archive drive and then delete them from your computer's internal system drive. So that way you don't fill up your internal drive with all your photos and music and videos and all that. I try to keep my internal system drive as empty as possible, so it's just the operating system and the apps. So here's a bit of a visual representation of how my computer is connected. So you can see here I've got like the Mac Studio at the top. It has a 1 terabyte internal drive, and then these little arrows represent USB connections to the external drive. So on the left there's my time machine that's connected. There's the operations drive, which is highlighted in red, that's a solid state drive, and then the archive drive on the right. So the only drive that I have external that isn't just a regular HDD is the operations drive. And then here's the kicker. So you also need to back those up. So I have a B drive for my time machine, a B drive for my operations, and a B drive for my archive. So there's 6 hard drives in total. These backup drives are super important. So there's the time machine, operations, and archive drives. They're always connected to the computer. The backups for each of these drives are stored separately and disconnected from the computer. The reason to keep your backups disconnected is in case of a power surge or a system failure. An example of an app that can clone Mac hard drives is Carbon Copy Cloner. So the time machine is obviously built into the Mac's operating system, but to clone the other hard drives, before I had Carbon Copy Cloner, I was just like one at a time going through and looking, trying to see what I had changed and copying individual folders. It's very easy to forget what you have done last week or a month before, that kind of thing, and making a mess. So an app like Carbon Copy Cloner really can save you a lot of trouble by just like hitting one button, and then that that drive that you're trying to back up, it's going to be exactly cloned to the backup drive. So here's a picture of my computer with its hard drive. So this Samsung drive is the operations drive, so that's my little solid state drive. And then beside it is my archive drive, and then on the right side is my time machine. And then in the next photo, I've got them with their backups. So each of these has their backup beside it. So it's pretty straightforward and logical, very effective, and will alleviate me having to worry about, for example, what happened to my friend Mark. One of his drives failed, and then because of that, it caused his time machine to fail too. So he had two external drives go down at the same time, but didn't have a backup of the operations drive, which has like his sample libraries and other things on it. And it's scary, because then you got to go to a computer place where they charge you money to try and recover your files and all that, when what I would do is, if one of these drives fail, which my time machine did fail recently and I had to just replace it, which was no big deal, because I knew that I had a backup of that already. Or if any of my other drives, if my archive drive fails, I've got a backup of that. And I try and back them up as often as I can remember, like usually, after I've made a major change, or, once a month, I'll just pop it in and back them up. So this is what I think is the right way to do it. Let me know your thoughts if you have other ideas about the best way to organize a recording studio. But I hope you found this interesting. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.